putting this question. So in the animation part, there are a few deformers which we have to see. So in modeling, go to modeling, deform. In this, you have non-linear deformer. I'll just click on this non-linear deformer. Click on this one, this particular line, so that you get non-linear deformer separately. First, what I'll do, I'm just creating one. Okay, let me go to create polygon primitive. I enable interactive creation so that I can decide how I want my object. Okay. So I have a cylinder here. So I need to include mesh. Okay. All these non-linear deformer will work if there is a mesh. So I'm gonna include few heights here. So I added something up to 12. See, few mesh I have added. Okay, then coming to cap, I can add cap also here. Added couple of edge loops over here. Fine. One in the bottom I'll add. Okay. So this thing, it is looking something like a pencil. Let me do one thing. After modeling is done, edit, delete by type history. Once modeling is done, before I set up some animation or adding deformer, make sure history is deleted. Now what I'll do, I'll select this object. Okay. I apply bend. There is a nonlinear deformer called bend. You can see the bend deformer inside this. It's like a line, one line you can see, bend deformer. So what I'll do, so I select this bend, you have curvature. See, this particular model can bend. Okay. So what I'll do, low bound and high bound, two things are there. Normally in all this, you will be having low bound and high bound. It's nothing but low bound is -1, high bound is 1 by default. These are the value. If I make high bound 0, that means only low bound will work. High bound means the top area doesn't work. It's like this. Okay. So if I make low bound as 0, that means low bound doesn't work, high bound only work. Like this. Okay. And you can animate all this. You can select some area, something you can give. So low bound I make it -1, high bound is I can make it 0. I can add a sphere here. Let's think this is a pencil and pencil is playing football. Okay. So for that, what I have to do is I select this model, control deselect. So you can see you need to select only the, if you select the model, you can say bend here. Okay. So I can select this bend, shift select the model, press P for parenting, so that I can move my pencil along with that bend. So what I'll do, I'll select this, I'll go to bend, curvature. So at frame 1, curvature, at till frame 15, curvature is 0, right click, key selected. So 25, what I'll do, right click, key selected. Key selected. 36. is selected. So I select this set key here. Now this ball set key. Set key. Set key. We have to give bouncing option and all here. So I'm just creating a story so that the pencil, see, pencil hits the ball. See, so ball is hitting. The ball has to go up a bit. It's like, see, okay. So this is an animation part which we are working on. Okay. So just with bend, you can come up with some option like this. See? Understood? See? Even you can do this bouncing part and all. See, this proper bouncing you have to do. And now if you observe this one, I'll go to bend. After this, it has to come back to normal. This is a 35, right? 15 is a normal. So I just bring it to normal. So what happens is coming back to normal. See? Okay. So this is one part. Understood? Any doubts up to here? Bayabanga MD Kumalo.
It's clear, sir.
Okay. So make sure you do the animation something like this. This is for the bend part. Okay. Now let me just do for the other one. Now you have flare. Again, I'll take a cylinder. I would like to add few mesh. When I give flare, flare works like this. See, low bound, high bound is common for everything. In flare, you have stat flare Z, X, and flare. See, it goes like this, or this goes like this, and flare. So what I do, start flare, I make it something like this, and okay, it's something like this. So we're creating some sort of cream. cream or ointment, this one. Okay. So again, I go with a cylinder. Or else even what I can do, I can make it separately. So I can select these faces, shift right click extrude. I just make it bit outside. Again extrude. Again extrude. One more extrude to inside. It's like this. See, you have a model. This is how very simply, like you can create some models and you can do the texturing part. Okay. In the bottom also, I would like to add a mesh in that case. That's over here. I'll be doing, and this is over here. I'll be doing. See, it's like this. So this is with flare. Okay. And normally when we move this deformer, automatically it will go. Once the model part is done, what you can do, you can select and you can delete history once the model is done. Okay, so that your deformer will be gone. This is with the flare. Later you can start working on the texturing part. That is a purpose, like this deformers are there in the modeling topic. These are used for modeling purpose. So how does the squash and stretch works? Let's see the sine part. What is sine? I create a plane, quite a big plane, like this. I'm gonna add few mesh. So I click on sine. Okay. So I would like to make this thing bend like 90 degree. Okay. And I'm selecting this. You can create a racing track and all using this. So normally, right, moto racing track, you can create a curvy road and all you can create very easily. Very easily you can create. Okay. Now let's say let me create one more thing. I apply sine. So you have the sine model here. This is how the amplitude is working. So what I'll do, I'll select this both and I'm rotating this in minus 90, and I bring this to the bottom. Okay, let's assume this is one snake model. Okay, so this is how the animation happens. Or something is moving inside this. So it's like this. Okay, this sort of movement and all you can do. So this is with sine. You can try this later. Squash and stretch you have seen. I'll take a twist part now. So I'll be creating again, this one cube now. This time I'll create a cube. I would like to add few mesh. I select this. I apply twist. Twist, how does it work? Start angle, end angle is there. Start angle, it will start rotating. I select this, I apply twist. There is a start angle and end angle. Start angle, see, it will rotate. It will twist the model like this. End angle from the top, like this. Okay. So you might know, if you are creating a screw and all. Okay, screw model. So this is simple, but still, to create a screw model and all, it takes some time. So in with this deformer, you can make it quite quickly. So I can go for start angle. I can make it something like this. Okay. Now, one we have applied with once twist we did this. I'll select squash. In squash, what I'll do, low bound I make it 0 so that I want to work only on the high bound part. So it is something like this. So what I'll do, high bound also 0.2. I'll restrict. Okay. So this one I'll take this to the top, almost top. It's something like this. And I select this. I can delete the history. I delete by the history so that sign and so twist and squash sign is gone. So squash is gone. Now let's say I select this. I go for flare. I don't want to work on the start flare. Okay, I want to work only on the end flare X. Now start flare Z and start flare X. So that the bottom part is sharp, you get twist, you're getting things like this. Then I select this, edit, delete by type, stray. Then next what I can do to make it this thing smoother or curvy, I select the bottom, means the corner vertex. I make it like this, curvy. Then after that, I can select these faces, make it something like this, or else I select these faces. and I would like to extrude this face, give some thickness. Then after that, hmm, I can select these parts like this. Select these middle edges, bring it down. This is how the screw works. I can add another edge loop somewhere here. Like this. Okay. So this is a screw model. Though looks, a simple model, but these are the, different varieties, like which you need to add for a screw model, right? This is a screw model. So you can try this. Now what I'll do, wave. I can create a big ocean stuff, something like this. You can start animating things also. Let me apply a new material, which is an ocean shader. I'll apply to this. For time being, like I have applied an ocean shader. Now what I'll do, I select this model, I apply wave. So this is how the wave looks. I make this wave bit smaller up to here, only here. Okay. In wave, again you have amplitude. Say it's working something like this. Okay, why? Because okay, this model doesn't have mesh. Polyplane width height, I would like to add more, then only it looks good. Okay, like this you have. So what I do is this wavelength 0.1 I'll make. Okay, 0.3. It's like I need to play in decimals now. So let's say when we throw a stone for for a river or anything, like we'll get this sort of ripple effect. So I would like to make this thing a bit smaller. Let's see the ripple effect here. So you can still work on it, wavelength 0.5. Okay, this model, like we need to add more mesh over here. Then you get better output. You can see point 2, point 3, you can start defining here. Let's say point 2, I'm amplitude, I key select, I'll come over here, I make this thing 0, amplitude key select, I make this point 1, key select, I make this 0.05. You can play with this thing only, key select, and here 0, key select. So what happens in this case? Like this sort of movements and all, like even for a bass beat, okay, for a speaker also, if a lot of bass is there, you get this movements. Okay, you can create all this animations and all. Okay, so I want you to create some sort of uh, um, like a deformer animation using deformers. Okay, let me save this scene as deformers. So what you can do, come up with a story like pencil and eraser. Okay, wherein pencil, okay, two different pencils are playing football, something. Okay, you can come up with these elements and all. Okay, create these sort of props and all. Okay, which are really useful for modeling, and you can use these things in your demo reel as well. Okay, any doubts up to here, team? Bye, Bonga, MD, Kumalo. Any doubts?
No, it's okay, sir.
Great. So in animation, there are so many different examples are there. In Sem 4, you will be learning a lot. Okay. Um, you have to complete all the assignments. Let's say, for example, in assignments, I'll tell you what are the assignments which you need to do. You guys were asking. Um, let's say in animation, you have to create bouncing ball. Okay. And you have to come up with a deformer animation using, let's say, pencil is two different pencil is playing a football, or one pencil and one rubber model is playing a football. Okay, that is one thing. In modeling part, you have to create one bike, haunted house. Okay, one interior complete set. So, and one fighter jet plane. You have to unwrap and you have to do texturing for the plane, interior, haunted house, car. You have to do the texturing for the same interior, and the exterior you have to do the lighting. Okay, fine, you got it. And props texturing also we have done. Let's say, for example, we did a gun. You have to complete the gun model, do the lighting for this, and you have to share all the JPEG images with me. Okay, and rigging, you have to do a leg rig and hand rig. You have to complete a dinosaur model and you have to do the texturing of it. These are the assignments also you have to share. Anyhow, while working in the class, you have done it. Make sure you fine tune, you do the texturing properly, and you do the unwrapping and texturing, then lighting, then share the final rendered image. You have to do the car texturing also. I have shared a car. You have to apply the texture and you have to render and share it with me. The output has to be something like this. Okay. This is using Arnold render we have done. You have to do something like this. Um, I think in animation is also quite simple. Bouncing ball and using deformer, you can work on it. Any other doubts you have, team? Vaivanga MD Kumalo. If
No, I'm
good, good.
yes, sir.
Fine then. You have a study break for your exam. I have shared all the files with you for learning part. Okay, I want you all to just learn this particular model. Modeling to animation. You have um, like so many files. Like these are the session. From this, I think 70% of questions will come using this 16 PDF, and you have crowd simulation. This is purely theory part. I think you have four. With this some 20%, and with renderman some 20% you might get. Okay, and renderman actually it's you have done Arnold, right? Lighting. So that's one. So just go through this Arnold renderman, you might get somewhere around 15 to 20% of the marks questions from here. Okay, so learn all this: crowd simulation, renderman, modeling to animation. Be prepared. Do let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so I'll connect with you on. Okay, you have to let me know if you have any questions. I can clear that on Friday. Again, like I'll ask you guys whether any doubt is there or anything. We can connect on Friday. But anyhow, you still you have 2 weeks of time. Okay, for the exam part. Inform your friends that 17th is your exam. All the best. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hey.